Spaceship Earth is alive. She produces everything humanity needs, including a perfect atmospheric system for us to thrive in. She does this with no effort, so long as we don't upset her balance. By not understanding that Spaceship Earth is one integral system, we have sadly made her weaker. We have compromised our very own basis for existing on Earth. We need to change that path, now. But how do we do that? My name is Susanne Heart. I'm a human being caring about creating a new path for humanity so that we can live more fulfilling lives in harmony with a healthy planet. After being a politician for some years, I had to find out why the system is not working to deal with the rapid changes we need to bring about in this time. I think I found an answer, and it has to do with how we as humanity has given away our power. So what is democracy? Democracy means the will of the people, the real people, not companies, not institutions. Each person's voice has equal weight, regardless of status or wealth. In a true democracy, people choose the governing systems and when to change them, because the people are on the very top of the pyramid of power. Power is then decentralized through all the population behind it. In a representative democracy, like most of us experience now, the individuals give away their power to a few elected politicians, like me, and power starts becoming centralized. It is easier to influence a small group of people than many, so whenever power is centralized, it becomes more vulnerable for manipulation. It lays a lot of responsibility on an elected politician's shoulders to not be influenced towards directions that are bad choices for humanity. Because people are who we work for. Elected politicians have some centralized power, but the real centralized power has been accumulated through a long history of building society. It is not easy to detect, and politicians often get the blame for its consequences. But truth is, we politicians have a shockingly limited room for maneuver to change paths in society. We become occupied inside the already fixed frame rules, like being kids in a sandbox, arguing in which direction to move that truck. In a time demanding big change, we cannot waste good people's enthusiasm and drive about contributing to real change like that. We need to use all forces in changing the frame instead. And why is this so difficult inside the present system? The very frame around the sandbox is the system we have built together through the years. We did it in good faith. It has given us a civilized society and lots of efficiency. It is our governing system with all its rules of the game. We created a game which now has gained a power of its own. It has become the biggest centralized power of all times, and it is heading towards a place not suitable for humans. But wait a minute. In a real democracy, people can change the governing system at any time. So why cannot our politicians do that now? The answer is sadly that any institution based on power will work towards gaining even more power, because the system is never human. It works for its own survival, not for humanity. Now we are in a situation where almost all communication between people, including our very private messages to near and dear ones, is gathered in huge data centers. Our most intimate life has become a product for sale to anyone that wants to learn how to manipulate us. This has become a huge democratic problem, and this gap must be closed by demanding encryption of data in both the sender and receiving end so that no platforms can read and store your personal data. Centralized power in the form of data is strong enough to influence democratic power. The same goes for centralized power through money, religion, and media. Real people care about thriving and making sure that their children and grandchildren thrive too into the future. It's just pure and simple love. We have let non-human centralized power structures influence the direction for too long. We can change the direction of Spaceship Earth, but that means taking back our real democratic power. Only humanity can feel the consequences if this goes wrong. Only we can fix it. Together, let's start by becoming aware of where we can find centralized power in our society today and how it works. Then, let's design a better solution. I don't have all the answers, but I do believe that rehumanizing democracy is vitally important for us and for our planet. Let's find ways to rehumanize democracy, starting from today. Thank you.